Hey guys, Aaron Cybertron Zang here, and today I have another commentated VGC 14 battle for you all, since you guys are awesome and hit 500 likes on the last video. So let's aim for another 500 on this one to support daily uploads. Anyway, I'm finally on summer vacation, meaning I'll have a lot more time to produce content for you guys. Of course, I am interning at JP Morgan from 9 to 5 on weekdays, which is actually longer than the normal school day, but without any actual homework, I should be able to have more time and more leisure to get stuff to you guys. So I actually want to ask you all what you want to see in future videos that aren't just battle videos. Of course, I've been posting a lot of battle videos, but I used to do things like individual analysis, which I definitely will continue to do, but I also want to hear what you guys want to see. What videos do you think I can make to help you guys get better at VGC 2014? So leave a suggestion in the comments below, and I'll definitely read all of them, and I'll try to get all of it done because obviously I want to help you guys get better at the format and just help the game continue to grow. So definitely help me and by leaving a suggestion in the comments below. Anyway, today's battle is one that I had on the special rated battle spot a while ago, back when it was still VGC 14 rules. You'll see my team is Charizard, actually Charizard X, Amoonguss, Rotom Wash, and Salamence. My opponent's team is Kangaskhan, Rotom Heat, Salamence, and Aegislash. Going into the battle, I know Charizard X can be really good given the proper support, which is why I lead with Charizard X and Amoonguss. I know I can bluff the Y pretty well, and I can try to go for a Dragon Dance right from the beginning of the game. So that's kind of my game plan going into this battle. Rotom Wash is really good just to beat the Rotom Heat, obviously with a Hydro Pump. Salamence can't exactly do too much at -2 with the Draco Meteor, and Rotom walls his team relatively well. I can Will-O-Wisp, Kangaskhan, and basically Rotom's not KO'd by anything, which is why I bring that as well. So I'm going to lead it with Charizard and Amoonguss, and this is a really bad lead matchup for me, of course, because he can just fake out an Overheat on the first turn. So I'm actually going to withdraw that Amoonguss right into Salamence in the first turn of the game. Intimidate's always really good on Kangaskhan as well. Of course, Charizard does not like going up against Kangaskhan very well because my Charizard is actually not max speed, so Kangaskhan will always outspeed me. That's not very good. But getting the Intimidate's really good because it means return won't do nearly as much as it would do at full powered. He is going to Mega Evolve here, but I did Protect. Obviously, I'm not going to Mega Evolve in the first turn because I don't want to reveal my bluff. There's really no reason to Mega Evolve there. Kangaskhan's going to fake out into the Protect as Rotom goes for the Overheat. So I'm happy to see Overheat because it means Rotom will be at -2 for, obviously, the next turn, either forcing out a switch or, just staying in and attacking at -2. He still does over 50% of damage, which is absolutely insane, but you'll see, obviously, he is carrying the Life Orb, but still a lot of damage there. Now here he does not withdraw his Rotom Heat. I wasn't really anticipating that, but I do focus my efforts on the Kangaskhan this turn as I Mega Evolve into Charizard X. Salamence gets a Draco Meteor off onto that Kangaskhan. Obviously the intent here is just to get as much damage off as possible. There's no point really targeting the Rotom Heat slot because Kangaskhan is the bigger threat right now, and Kangaskhan's obviously don't carry Protect very often. His Kangaskhan does go for a return onto my Salamence instead of Charizard, which I was actually pleased to see because it means that Charizard will be able to stay a bit longer, and Salamence at -2 isn't going to do too much anyway, so I'll take that trade-off any day. My Charizard here is going to go for a Dragon Dance, so getting myself to a +1 in both speed and attack, really important because, obviously just makes the damage calcs a lot better. His Rotom, like I said, surprisingly stayed in, and he went for a Thunderbolt, which does absolutely nothing to me because, of course, I do resist that attack. So I'm in a pretty good position to start off this battle. Now here I'm going to bring in Rotom Wash, but I really wasn't anticipating this Rotom Heat staying in at -2. There's really no reason to stay in, but he makes a pretty good play. He actually does stay in. I was not anticipating that, so instead of going for the Hydro Pump, as you'll see, I went for the Will-O-Wisp. So his Rotom Heat just launches another Thunderbolt off onto my Charizard X, still not doing very much, but unfortunately, because I mispredicted here, I did go for the Will-O-Wisp. Obviously, Rotom Heat is going to resist that, so excellent playing by my opponent there, and I was definitely really frustrated. I missed out a key opportunity to KO Rotom Heat there, and that's actually going to hurt me for the remainder of the game, especially because Amoonguss is my last Pokemon. So I think the risk was probably worth taking there, especially knowing that he didn't really have many physical attackers in the back. You'll see here he did have Salamence and the Aegislash. Now, unfortunately, because Salamence is Choice Scarfed, Choice Scarf Salamence still outspeeds Charizard because my Charizard is not max speed, so that's really bad for me because he's just going to pick up the KO there. I think at the time I was not anticipating that, or I was predicting him to Draco my Rotom Wash instead. But so that was a really bad turn, and he avoids my Hydro Pump. So now I'm down 2-3. He's still got a Rotom Heat in the back, and I really can't see me winning this game at this point. I really have to pull some shenanigans out. Rotom Wash is obviously my only main means of offense at this point, but I also need to get a Spore off with Amoonguss if I want any chance just to slow down my opponent's side of offense. He goes for a Draco onto my Rotom Wash. I did go for a Thunderbolt there. I paralyzed the Salamence. That's both good and bad. Good because obviously I reduce his speed, but bad because now I can't Spore it. Fortunately enough, I did target the Aegislash with the Spore, so Aegislash is going to fall asleep. Of course, I'm actually running Speed EVs on my Amoonguss. I'm not running Min Speed Amoonguss, so getting the speed boost on, to outspeed that Aegislash is really good. He's going to take a turn of sleep there and change into Sword form as well. As you'd imagine, he is going to stance change. Of course, stance change still works even if you do sleep, and he actually wakes up this turn, so just a one-turn sleep from my opponent there, getting the King Shield, protecting him from all damage this turn. Now, I was surprised to see the Salamence not switch out here, and I did target the Aegislash, so I actually anticipated the Salamence switching out to Rotom Heat, which is why I went for the Spore there. Instead, my opponent once again makes a good play by not switching out, and that's 2 times in the battle where my opponent really has outplayed me by not switching out. So I'm frustrated at myself for not capitalizing on these key moments, but I'm hoping at this point not to go on tilt, and knowing that the battle is still not over, I say, okay, I'll go for it. Salamence does switch out finally into Rotom Heat now. That's a really good play by my opponent. Once again, not expecting that switch, I did target the Aegislash instead with a Thunderbolt, and I actually did double target the Aegislash slot. So the Rotom Heat comes in for free. That's always really bad for me because Rotom Heat obviously can one-hit KO my Amoonguss, so now I'm really concerned. But I do get the sleep on Aegislash, that's really good. He is going to change into Sword form once again, taking a turn of sleep. So the game's still not over yet, but I need to KO this Rotom Heat with a Hydro Pump if I want any chances of winning. And of course, Amoonguss is not going to have a good time against that Rotom Heat. Now, his Rotom does protect this turn. Always a really good move when you switch into the threat on the first turn. He actually goes for the King Shield with Aegislash as well. Really smart play by my opponent's side, scouting for any potential protects on my end. He does wake up with Aegislash once again, getting the King Shield up, preventing him from all damage. I went for the Hydro Pump here into the Aegislash, actually, expecting to protect from Rotom Heat. I actually double targeted Aegislash this turn, so that played out well enough for me because I was anticipating the protect from Rotom. Of course, if Aegislash stayed asleep there, that would have been really, really good for me getting damage off onto it, but it is what it is, and I still managed to put it to sleep, which is good for me, especially because now the sleep counter hasn't reset, meaning he's guaranteed to stay asleep the next turn. Of course, he's actually going to withdraw out into Salamence this turn. Really smart play there, just because Aegislash at this point is not going to do very much, and Salamence, of course, does offer some more pressure. He doesn't go for the Overheat, which is why I did not protect with my Amoonguss. He goes for the Thunderbolt onto my Rotom instead. That's going to bring me down to 31 HP. My Rotom is going to go for a Thunderbolt. You're probably asking yourself why I went for that. Quite honestly, I don't even know what I was going for there. I think I was expecting the Salamence switch in, but in retrospect, that play really made no sense to me. I really should have went for a Hydro Pump there. So 3 separate points in this battle where I really could have picked up a KO on a Pokemon. Instead, I neglected to do so, and I'm kicking myself really in the butt for all those 3 turns. Now that I'm, going on tilt kind of, I'm not playing too well. I go for the Hydro into Rotom. It's his Salamence goes for the Fire Blast. My Rotom actually avoids that. Of course, I am pretty bulky, so I think I would have been able to take that since his Salamence probably does not have, it's not modest nature, and the chances of Fire Blast hitting there are relatively low anyway, but now my chances of winning just get smaller and smaller every turn. I do protect with the Amoonguss this turn, expecting the Overheat. I do call that correctly, and I finally KO this Rotom Heat. It's about time, oh, jeez, guys. So, game's still not over yet, but obviously at this point, I really need to rely on Rotom Wash. There's no way Amoonguss is winning me a game, but Aegislash actually cannot do anything this next turn, and his Salamence is paralyzed and choice locked, so I know I can actually KO the Salamence the next turn directly right away with the Thunderbolt and Giga Drain. It'll be a 2-on-1, and Aegislash is guaranteed to stay asleep for the next turn, so things are actually looking pretty good for me, despite how poorly I've played throughout. My Thunderbolt is going to bring that Salamence down to just about 1 HP, but fortunately because of the paralysis, I am able to KO that Salamence. So, pretty fortunate that I did get the paralysis on it early on with Thunderbolt. Of course, like I said, it went both ways. It prevented me from sporing him, but ended up proving clutch in the end of the game. His Aegislash, like I said, is going to take a guaranteed first turn of sleep here, and now it's a 2-on-1, and I can actually just Rage Powder things away with the Amoonguss, get a potential burn onto that Aegislash if it wakes up, and I can just continue to Hydro Pump it. Here I do go for the Rage Powder just because I know there's no way Amoonguss wins the game against Aegislash by itself. He does not change form, surprisingly enough, so I'm able to get a Thunderbolt off onto that Aegislash. That by itself is actually going to help me seal up the game. As you see here, he is going to take another turn of sleep. Even if he woke up there, the game was pretty much over because I could basically Hydro Pump the Aegislash the following turn to win the game, and he is going to forfeit there. So I'm going to take a 2-1 victory against my opponent. A surprising comeback with Rotom Wash and Amoonguss against 3 Pokemon, Rotom Heat, Salamence, and Kangaskhan. But, if you put your mind to it, make some good plays throughout, you can always win a game. So, if anything, don't give up, guys. Also, know your win condition. I knew Rotom Wash was the only way I could win that game, and I knew I had to conserve Amoonguss just the right amount so I could redirect attacks away. Fortunately enough, that played out well. Of course, the game could have gone a lot better for me at multiple points if I just KO'd the Rotom Heat when I had the opportunity to, but, in trying to make the safe play, sometimes you kind of kick yourself in the butt, but ended up working out okay for me here. Anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this battle. Leave a like if you did, of course. And obviously, like I said in the beginning of the battle, if you have suggestions for any VGC 14 content I can produce, definitely leave a comment below. Anyway, that's it for today's battle, guys. Like, comment, subscribe, of course, if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Peace.